Few people could bounce back from tragedy the way John Travolta has. But would you believe the actor has lost 4 loved ones to the same illness? When John Travolta was still new to the Hollywood game, he signed on to do a movie called The Boy in the Plastic Bubble. Upon arriving on set, the actor met his co-star, Diana Hyland, who was 18 years older than him and slated to play his mother in the film. The two hit it off, and Travolta quickly fell for the actor. The pair began dating and had a relationship that lasted until Hyland tragically died from breast cancer in 1977 at the age of 41. Speaking with People shortly after Hyland's death, Travolta recalled, "I have never been more in love with anyone in my life. From the moment I met her, I was attracted. We were like 2 maniacs talking all the time on the set of Bubble. After a month, it became romantic." Travolta went on to reveal that he and Hyland were planning for their future together before her death, even selecting a home to move into after filming the movie. He elaborated that, had she survived, he likely would have tied the knot with her. Sadly for Travolta, Hyland wouldn't be the only woman he lost to breast cancer, and more deaths followed in the coming years. After the death of Diana Hyland, Travolta dove headfirst into his work.
I don't do too much. I don't go out very much. I work, basically.
His commitment to craft paid off, and he landed the role of Danny Zuko in the beloved musical film Grease. However, his mother, Helen Travolta, was facing her own battle at the time. She was diagnosed with breast cancer, but decided to keep the tragic news from her son after witnessing his heartbreak over the loss of Hyland. Speaking about the diagnosis, biographer Winsley Clarkson told the U.S. Sun, "She knew what he'd been through with the death of Diana Hyland only 18 months earlier, and she wanted to pretend it was always her priority to protect him." However, after Travolta found out about his mother's health woes, he reportedly came to visit her nearly every day. He even tried to raise her spirits by performing songs for her. Sadly, Travolta's mother died 8 months later, and was forced to grieve yet another important woman in his life. Travolta had suffered so much tragedy at a young age, but the pain wasn't over yet. The actor would continue to lose family members and friends throughout his career, but somehow he kept his head up and continued to live life to its fullest. After dealing with such intense tragedies at such an early age, things were looking up for Travolta when he married fellow actor Kelly Preston. In 1992, the couple welcomed their first child, a son named Jett. At the age of 2, Jett fell ill, and doctors diagnosed him with Kawasaki disease. Sadly, his health problems persisted throughout his childhood, and Jett died in 2009 at just 16 years old. According to CBS News, his family was on vacation in the Bahamas at the time. Jett suffered a seizure, which led him to hit his head on a nearby bathtub. Travolta reportedly performed CPR on his son before paramedics arrived on the scene. Travolta and Preston honored Jett in a statement shortly after his death, saying, "We are heartbroken that our time with him was so brief. We will cherish the time we had with him for the rest of our lives." Over a decade later, it seems Travolta still feels the loss dearly. In 2022, he took to Instagram to share a sweet tribute to Jett on what would have been his 30th birthday. He wrote, "My dearest Jetty, I miss you more than words can say. I think about you every day. Happy birthday. Love, your dad." Unfortunately for Travolta, even the death of his son would not mark the end of his hardships. In 2020, fans were stunned when Travolta and his children, Ella and Benjamin, announced the death of Kelly Preston. Travolta's wife died from breast cancer, making her the 3rd woman in the actor's life to succumb to the disease. Preston chose to keep her battle with cancer out of the media, but Travolta honored his late wife in an emotional Instagram post. He wrote, "It is with a very heavy heart that I inform you that my beautiful wife Kelly has lost her 2-year battle with breast cancer. She fought a courageous fight with the love and support of so many." A year after Preston's death, Travolta opened up about the grieving process during an interview with Esquire Mexico. He explained how the experience of grief is unique to everyone who deals with it, and that it's important for people who are grieving to have the space to live in their emotions and not have them complicated by other people's feelings. As terrible as it is for someone to be so well acquainted with loss, Travolta's relationship with grief has likely helped him through his most recent losses as well. Throughout his career, Travolta has worked with many Hollywood icons. Famously, he collaborated several times with 2 of his leading ladies, Olivia Newton-John and Kirstie Alley.
Tell me about it, stud.
Travolta and Newton-John starred together in both Grease and Two of a Kind. The pair maintained a strong friendship until 2022, when Newton-John died from breast cancer at the age of 73. Again, Travolta was forced to mourn another important woman in his life due to the deadly disease. After her death, Travolta took to Instagram to share a sweet tribute to his late friend and co-star. He wrote, "My dearest Olivia, you made all of our lives so much better. Your impact was incredible. I love you so much. We will see you down the road, and we will all be together again." A few months later, Travolta was dealt another blow when his Look Who's Talking co-star, Kirstie Alley, also died from cancer. Over the years, the actor had called Alley his soulmate, and the two shared a close bond. Following her death, he shared a photo of her on Instagram, where he honored his friend and celebrated their long and intimate friendship. Through all of his tragedies, Travolta has become an inspiration and sign of strength to many of his fans.